I believe healing doesn't live in the head, it lives in the heart. So this, in so many ways, allowing love really is, how do we surrender fully to not being up here, fixing, figuring, planning, being perfect, but really just falling into that innocent alignment in our heart. And ironically, paradoxically, I'm going to put a little bit of science on the table, just really, well, how does this whole woo-woo fuzzy, how is it that like compassion and loving truly can rewire our brains from fight, flight, trauma back to health, healing, love? So I am going to put it on the table. There is in our home, in our portal, there is a whole lot of information on it. So I'm not going to dive too deeply into it. But if you're like me and it's helpful to actually get the ego on board, if the ego actually knows, actually, yeah, for these lower levels, this is really just a thing. It feels warm and fuzzy, but it's also so incredibly real and practical and powerful. So, and then we're, of course, going to have just a little bit of a moment to play with that, to play with the science that's been put on the table. And then, as always, we get to just be with each other and put this science into action, really being present and allowing the loving. It is magical. So I'm going to first just call in the light, and I ask that we do all get in a circle and hold hands, please. And let ourselves feel that, the energy that just came present for me right now was like when I was in kindergarten. It was so fun to get in a circle and hold hands, just be innocent and just feel connected and in play with everyone. And so we're so grateful to be in a circle, in a community of kind, courageous souls. And we just send our love and light to each other. And we do receive that hug, that warmth from each other, as we do ask that only that which is for the highest good be allowed to take place here. We are here to bring in as much loving and compassion to our human, so that we do easily let go of anything that's no longer working, old stories, old patterns, disease. Anything that can be lifted, we ask that that be done through grace and the Holy Spirit. And we are here to lift as fully as we can into the bigness, the beauty, just the beautiful rhyme and reason that is running through our life. We just want to experience more joy, more grace, more ease, Spirit. So help us in all ways in that intention. And for this and everything, we are so truly grateful. And so it is. So I am not going to share my screen, even though I'm going to look actually at today's guide in the portal. So if you did want to click on that link, you can then simply just click over to this week and to the neuroscience of healing. So I'm just going to read a little bit of it very simply. So this is a quote, and in the neuroscience world, this is a very popular theory. What fires together wires together. So the experiences that are taking place at the same time, if we can wire them together, that really is what we're looking for. So this will make more sense in a little bit. So neuroscience shows us that trauma locks the brain in primitive survival loops, reactive patterns rooted in the amygdala. So this is anywhere from, really hardcore big T trauma through to we're just in a pattern of feeling discomfort and insecurity, any kind of pattern where we're not just really effortlessly trusting the world and showing up, right? It's what happens when something goes on. I'll just share a big piece of this for me right now is PTSD with a few attacks from Phoenix. So I can feel it so intensely, like when a big dog approaches, it's like, it's fight or flight. My nervous system starts going onto overload. And so that's what we're talking about, all the way from small t trauma all the way to those bigger responses of when we're just really feeling out of balance. So yet healing occurs when these pathways are met with compassion, allowing integration in the prefrontal cortex, the seat of trust, choice, empathy, and love. When we allow our emotions to be fully felt in the body and meet them with compassion, and really that's the whole game here. When we allow our emotions to be fully felt in the body, physiologically, like we're not in the brain anymore, we're fully like either our throat's on fire, our heart's aching, our body is shaking, right? Fully felt in the body, and meet this experience with compassion. And there are so many ways that we do that. The feeling for healing model just is the easiest one. That's a really broad way to do that. We allow integration in the we create integration, the linking of different parts of the brain. This integration rewires survival circuits in the amygdala and opens access to the prefrontal cortex, where empathy, regulation, and love reside. So hopefully that's just, I like to speak in scientific terms, but really the bottom line is that if we have the courage to really be in our body and feel what's painful, feel that pattern, and then meet it with love. So in my experience, what I've been doing, because it happens often, a big dog will come. I'm so aware that my amygdala is on fire. So I either get Eric to hold the dog, or I go home and I really work with myself. I allow this little small whatever it is, but I love her. I meet her with compassion. So that's what we're going to do right now. And it really is as simple as the feeling for healing model, really allowing ourselves to feel, really embrace that feeling, express that feeling, and then the magic can be opened, right? There are so many different ways that we can love. I love just the simple way of like asking our pain, what do you need? But anywhere from self-forgiveness, the Ho'oponopono, inner child work, where we really find an earlier moment to speak and then we pick up our inner child. But I just think it's amazing that we're living in a time when we actually know that this is what rewires our brain out of the limiting patterns and either the over-functioning or under-functioning through back to our innocent, innate self. So let's play with this just a little bit. And we're doing this more so that we'll have a reference point how to do in our own life. This really won't be a great opportunity to really shift anything. And paradoxically, let's also play in this moment with how easy can we handle it, right? Having a clear intention to go, hey, God, like maybe I can just really easily be aware of this and profoundly bring in the loving. So I know that's a massive paradox, and we'll play with that as we're called. So for the highest good, I am going to ask that we all very courageously just bring up a trigger in our life. It could be anywhere from where we get angry a little bit, where we get sad, disappointed. And if you're unaware of a specific pattern or something that's repeating, just one of the most recent challenges where you felt a way that you don't like feeling, where your peace was disturbed. So just be aware of that. What is that experience? And I'm sure you've already started to do this, but really allowing it fully into the body. Is there a color, a texture, movement? And actually knowing this isn't as important as what those questions do, right? When we're curious about, wow, does this feeling, where is it in my body? Does it have color, texture, movement? We really bring a heightened sense of awareness in our body. And that's what we're doing. We want to get out of our head and thinking about what we're feeling. We want to get in our body and actually feel what we're feeling. To just be aware of what that is. Does your heart start to beat so fast? Is there a knot very evidently in your stomach? So just be really aware of that and really embrace it. Allow it. So much can be cleared just in this step, because so much of the challenge in our world is just resisting what we're actually feeling. Fear, sadness, anger. If we'll just roll out the red carpet more fully than we ever have, just show up for that pit in your stomach. Show up for the heart that's racing, or whatever that is. And so in so many ways, we've done these two prerequisites of healing, physiologically embodying our emotions, our pain, our discomfort, bringing in that compassion, meeting that experience with acceptance, with non-resistance, with love, with compassion. And if we had a lot longer, I love to ask the feeling in my body to have a voice. There's so much that can get cleared if we just really let it have a voice. I love to journal. And so in this moment, we'll just, for half a minute, what do you want to say? If you truly knew that you were loved and there is nothing to judge, what would this feeling say? And now just really thanking it for expressing. And now just simply asking it, what do you need? What do you want? In a very abstract way, right? It's like the pit in your stomach or the heart. You could relate it to more as fear or sadness. Really doesn't matter. Just to this experience in your body, ask it, what do you need? And then just allowing whatever answer pops back. Don't think about it. Just allow an answer to come back. What do you need? And now we just get to honor ourselves and fill ourselves up with that as best we can. Whatever it is that this part needs, use your imagination, use whatever you can. Be the spiritual powerhouse that you are and give this human experience what it needs so fully. And I love to complete with a little bit of self-forgiveness. And we'll do that super briefly, just in essence of timing. So I forgive myself for buying into the misbelief that. Let's do a few of them. And wrapping that up and grounding into, and the truth is that I am. Really feeling that as fully as you possibly can. Get it down into the smallest cellular level. Really let yourself feel the truth. Let that vibration truly rewire your life, your brain, but also your life. This is who we are. And for all of this, we do say thank you. Alrighty. Those of you watching the recording, we love you.